Good morning, everybody. Gorgeous, another gorgeous day. Thank God, because it wasn't sunny and gorgeous, we'd all be going completely nuts. Anyway, I just wanted to thank today Ger Redmond for coming on yesterday, because he's such an incredible human being, and we had a huge amount of people commenting and viewing last night. I mean, he's just an amazing person. I wouldn't dream of saying anything that he hadn't said himself publicly, but I met him a couple of months ago, and the two of us were guest speakers in Lucan Library at something, and he was so humble and didn't even feel his story was worth telling. And I sat there and listened to him, and he said things like on the day, on Christmas morning, he had a very fractured home life, and when he woke up on Christmas morning, there was never any presents under the tree for any of them. And he used to go running on Christmas Day, and that's where he started his running. And he used to run all day. And then, of course, I got more details about the life in prison and how he recovered from it, and how he just found dealing with he didn't like humans after it at all. And that's another fascinating. I could have talked to him for hours actually yesterday. It's such a shame we've got short slots, but anyway, maybe it's not a shame, because I would talk for hours about everything. But anyway, I just want to thank him. He's an amazing person. But when I was listening to him talking, I had just read all of Bill Gates' points about what we should all be learning from this. And I just thought it was fascinating that Ger, without even realising, he was saying exactly the same things as some of the stuff that Bill Gates had said. And I'm just going to read out just a couple of the points of Bill Gates' wonderful wisdom, because as we know, he's one of the cleverest men on earth. First of all, we're all equal, regardless of our culture and our wealth. And certainly this virus has done that. We're all locked in, whether it's Oprah or Ellen DeGeneres or Donald Trump or, world leaders, Angela Merkel, whoever, or us all. We're all locked in. It'll get it, it's out there, and it definitely is a leveler. So we need to remember that there's, we shouldn't be, separating ourselves from other cultures and religions and treating them in a different way. How healthy and how much we need good food. And that's definitely something going forward that I think we are all going to look at. How much we need to help each other. That's probably something else that we could all learn to do, because we probably don't help enough. We definitely don't help enough. How materialistic we've all become in our world, me included, and it's absolutely true. And it's ridiculous, because our over-globalised planet is off its kilter, and as a result, it's now throwing back viruses that we can't cope with, and it's our own fault. How important family and home life is. We're all, as Ger said yesterday, we're all now forced to sit with each other. We're sitting around the table, we're watching telly, we're up early in the morning together, we're spending time together that we've never done before, and it really does make you realise, I suppose, the important things in life. We can choose to be calm, or we can choose to panic, and that is so true. So I definitely think if we can choose to be calm and get through this, it'll help us all, because there is a sense of panic slightly when you hear all the stories coming in over the radio, and if we can choose to be calm, it's a much better place to be. And the main thing that I think Ger tipped off, and so did Bill Gates, is we need to learn from our mistakes, because we've made a huge amount of mistakes with our world, and if we don't learn from this, we are incredibly stupid human beings, because it'll come again and again and again if we don't learn from it, and if we just go straight back into our own habits, flying everywhere, cars everywhere, have to have a new car, have to have a new handbag, have to have new shoes, have to have the latest everything. It's just madness, the whole thing, and we need to take stock. So Ger's wise words yesterday were not dissimilar to Bill Gates' wise words. So thank you, Ger, for coming on. You were absolutely fantastic. I could have talked to you for hours. Just one thing, I was amazed yesterday, just to say, there's a little company in the north of Ireland, lovely people, I showed them on the news, and they were making, I don't know, priests' clothes or something. And I didn't know there was companies set up to make priest clothes, but there obviously is. And they've stopped doing that, and they're now making scrubs. And I couldn't believe your man said that hospital staff have to buy their own scrubs. And he made the point, his factory's now out the door making scrubs. I just could not believe that people would be expected to buy their own scrubs. I mean, he was saying that if the government's now funded his company to make thousands of them, and then in turn gave them to all the hospital people, people on the front line shouldn't even have to think about where their scrubs are coming from. It's ridiculous that they would have to think about that. So I just wanted to make that point, that I don't know who's listening, but it's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard, that any nurse or doctor would have to hand out money to buy their own scrubs. I mean, at one stage we heard Ryanair, I think, had to buy their own uniforms and they were paying back £5 a week or something, but that's one thing. But mother of God, buying your own scrubs in a hospital, I couldn't believe that. So that's really a little point I just wanted to make from yesterday. The other thing I wanted to say was that I have a girl on tomorrow for the Chatters, and she's an amazing person. And so you can all, if you're all at home tomorrow, have a listen. 9 miscarriages, 3 children, a fundraiser, a mom, obviously, 3 children now. One of her beautiful children has autism, so she's now at home with the 3 of them, and she also works. She's a working mom, and she fundraises on a grand scale, and she has a very old sick mom with Alzheimer's also that she looks after, and she's hilarious. But and she originally, I know her a very long time because she was one of our volunteers in Russia many years ago, and she was absolutely fabulous volunteer and a heart of gold. So I'm going to have a chat with her tomorrow, but actually I'm not going to talk about any of those subjects. I'm going to talk about something else with her. She just doesn't know that yet. So so have a lovely day, and everybody on the front line, mind yourself, and if there's anything any of us can do, just ask.